Hi, it's Sherry Kaler, and I have a new standing movement practice for you in this video. I'm going to do show you the standing version of hand to big toe. And before I get deeply into that little bit of reminder, please, if you like these videos I make, take a moment, click that little like button down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel too. This standing version of this video is part of a three-part series. And if you subscribe, you will be sure not to miss any of the videos when I release a series, because hand to big toe, I show you the standing version in this video, but I also have a video showing the seated version and the supine version, which is probably the more commonly seen version of this pose. Now, this pose is a balancing pose where we've got hand to big toe. So I've already set up, because I'm doing a standing practice, I have a sturdy chair with the 2 feet on the mat. You can see me leaning into that. My chair is not going to go anywhere. So it's going to be a good support when I'm doing a balancing pose. The other thing, I really recommend using some kind of yoga strap. You could use a dog leash, a bathrobe tie. You need something longer for this pose, rather than, sometimes I say, if you look at my video on do you need a yoga strap, I often note that many times you could use a tea towel. This time is one of the times it helps to have a longer strap. I have my favorite kind of OPTP stretch out strap, the one that's made of loops, which lets me do that. I can loop this around my arm instead of trying to hold it with my hands. With my hands, I have hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and so my hands have got a lot of degeneration, kind of a little bit younger than usually anticipated because of that hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and being an athlete in my youth. So I've got my strap here, hand to big toe, right? Hand, big toe. So the strap is usually, for most of us, my hand and my big toe there, they're several inches. And rather than try and, crunch myself up and get those inches, what I do is I use a strap to make my arms essentially longer. And I'm also going to use this this chair that's right nearby. And you can see I'm getting closer and closer to it, so that when I'm standing on just this leg and I'm using my hands back and forth on the strap, I have a little bit of extra support there. I can kind of push my hip a little bit towards the chair, kind of resettle into my standing leg, which in this case, I'm going to use this right leg as my standing leg. And I'm going to take and I'm going to hook that strap, right? I get some slack there and I get it around the bottom of my foot. Right? I'm going to hang on the ball of the foot. Got it in both hands, right? And I'm going to come into a mountain pose. And there's that mountain pose shifting to the right leg. A little too, there we go. And then I'm going to bring my leg up. Now, hand to big toe, so I'm going to stretch my arms out towards my foot, right? But not grab that foot. Now, we usually cross. I'm going to take the strap over to the right hand, take my left hand out, and cross that left leg over towards the right here. And now let's bring it back to center. I'm going to slip my left hand onto the strap. My right hand could go to the chair or come out. And I'm going to take the leg off to the side and out. Right, reaching it out. And now back to center. You can see every once in a while my hip comes over and touches that chair. And then I'm going to come down, right, and let that release. I always like to do this after doing a little standing practice. Give that standing leg maybe a little shake. Now, because I was using the chair, I would move this chair around to the other side or just turn around. But I want to show that this is one you could just bring yourself up against the wall here and not have a chair at all. Now, I'm going to slip that strap around the bottom of my right foot and shift. I don't want to hit my doorknob with my hip there, so I've moved over just a little bit. And I'm shifting my mountain pose here over to my left leg. All right, and now I'm going to bring my right leg up and reach out through that right foot. And I'm going to bring my back to the wall. Strap goes over to the left hand, right arm goes out. I'm going to cross over. Bring that back to center. If you lose your balance or lose your strap, just pause. I reach down, just a little squat there, pick my strap up. Gonna recommit to my mountain pose. All right, lean that mountain pose to the left leg, take my leg up again. This time strap's gonna go to the right hand. And I'm gonna take my leg, watch out for my chair there, out to the right. And then back here to center. And then back down. All right, so hand to big toe, standing, Padangusthasana. With a strap, unless you really have the ability to get your toe easily, the strap also helps a little bit with balance, right? Because you're not struggling so much to get to the toe. The other great reason to use a strap is it lets us keep our back really long and strong rather than curving forward, especially important if you are someone who is practicing with osteoporosis or osteopenia. We want to try and avoid too much of that loaded spinal flexion, particularly if you are new to a yoga practice. That loaded spinal flexion, right, that forward fold can be very tricky to dangerous if we have low bone density in the spine. If you're still here at the end of the video, take a moment, drop me your favorite emoji in the comments, take a moment to like, and make sure to subscribe to these videos. Besides that, subscribe to my channel so you catch all of the videos when they come out. And thank you. Thank you so much for practicing and sharing your practice with me. You can also catch me most Thursdays at live class. Hope to see you soon. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you.